by myself. Let me just copy the link and get some people in here. Colette with Love was supposed to be my guest book, and we're going to update my Facebook. This is happening all live, of course. With hi Rudy, how you doing? I know it was a complete mess in here. I am so sorry, Colette. You're going to have to just manage the chat. I have no clue how I'm going to get you in here. There's nothing that tells me to I can add you to here. So you can give your opinion in chat. How about that? So let's talk about how to get motivated when you can't get motivated. And I'm motivating myself to not freak out because Colette was supposed to be in here. What do we have here? Ooh, oh. Hi Petra, how you doing? Nice to see you. Okay. All right. So, um, we're going to kick off the entrepreneur women entrepreneurs. Yay, women entrepreneurs. We're going to have them in from now until the end of August. Yeah, we know you're going to Guyana, Rudy. Victor, I think you have the new link now, so you can come on in as well. Okay. And so, we're going to have these entrepreneurs come through. We have one lady in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. She has a clothing store. I'm excited to talk to her. She's been doing entrepreneurship for a very long time. We have another person who is a is into property management, Airbnbs, as well as other property investments. We're going to talk to her. She also hosts some other things. I'm going to let her tell you about that. And then we also have uh, an, a restaurant owner. We have a person who does logistics. I mean, it's going to be a vast amount of different women entrepreneurs, and I'm very excited that they have agreed to take time out of their busy schedules and come on and talk to you tonight. Colette with Love, I have no clue how to get you in here, girl. Um, every time I go to share, allow someone to be inside the room, it's not allowing me. So I am sorry. Can you be in chat and we can talk in chat around that? First thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to entrepreneurship. Actually, you know what? Before I go any further, please remember to like and subscribe to embrace your edges. I'm trying to create more advocacy around this podcast so that I can continue to bring you more exciting episodes and different subject matters around entrepreneurship, self love, self motivation, as well as that ambition. So, here's some tips that I use. I'm going to share when it comes to entrepreneurship. So, I don't know if you know my story. And last week, we had one gentleman who wanted to know who I was. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I am, how do I describe myself? I am an entrepreneur. So I started out a long time ago in doing wedding planning and decor as well. And I really loved it, but I was learning about entrepreneurship, how that works. I want to do this. How do I go from here to there? And it took a very long time. And I made a lot of mistakes. That's one thing about entrepreneurship is that you make a lot of mistakes. Um, I have people hitting me. Hold on one. Find ways to, to motivate myself and to keep going in the entrepreneurship dream. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, Colette. Thank you. I froze because I had to change over. I had to do multiple tasks tonight because YouTube is not playing with friendly with me. Yeah, so I started out doing the wedding planning and decor, and I would, you know, do a lot of things for free. Now, that is the biggest mistake you can do as an entrepreneur. Do not do anything for free. Okay? When you do things for free, people think that your skill is not valuable, and then they have a long laundry list of things that they want you to do, but they don't want to pay you for it, and then they expect you to perform and do it, although it's for free. So I've done weddings for free. I've done created bouquets, um, you name it. I've done a lot of things for free that I should have charged. Seating charts, coming to people's homes and doing decor and all that stuff. And that was because I was a young entrepreneur, had no clue. I had some guidance around it because my grandpa was entrepreneur, amazing at it. But I was young and I didn't, and and he passed before I got into it as an adult. Hi Petra. Rudy's really excited about going to Guyana. Rudy, you got to take us all to Guyana. And Petra, you got to send some pictures about to show us Guyana. Colette's going to be in the chat. So if you guys want to ask Colette anything about her business ventures, go ahead and do that. And then after, as I had kids and stuff, I wanted to focus back in more into my career and transition throughout. But that entrepreneurship piece has always been there. I actually purchased this. So another mistake. I bought this. This is $329. Okay. So my idea was, I know what I'm going to add to my weddings. I'm going to add authentic pieces for centerpieces. And so I really went above beyond. And this is a handmade, handcrafted. I think it's from Paraguay. And there was a merchant there that was willing to sell to me. Unfortunately, you can see my son cracked it. So now it's not worth $1. It's worth $1 million to me. Thank you. But anyways, another mistake is that I purchased above my mean because, as you can see, I still have it. I haven't sold it. And if you know weddings, you know that people take the damn vase. So again, another mistake that I made as an entrepreneur is not knowing my budget, not knowing how my financial flow should be. And so the first step that you want to take in entrepreneurship is not about the business plan, because I know a lot of people are going to say it's the business plan. It's not about um, the your financial planning. None of that. The first step to entrepreneurship is staying motivated. It is one of the most hardest things that you can do, but if you love what it is you're passionate about, it doesn't matter. You will, I mean, I have beat my head against the wall. I have cried, I have yelled, I have, you know, not eaten. But it was all worth it because I knew at the end of it, um, get to the good stuff already. Oh, be quiet. So, yeah, so I had to stay motivated. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is staying motivated. So 5 tips to stay motivated, even if you really, you know, don't want to do anything. Um, Set realistic goals. I think a lot of us have these goals. I want to open a business. For me, now here what I did, I left a government corporate job and went into trucking. People thought I was crazy. I didn't know anything about trucking. I did it a certain way. I'm not going to tell you how I did it because that's my little secret, but I did it a way that allowed me to uh, not break the bank. Okay. And it was a great experience. I still am in logistics per se, and I still am going to focus on that, but I had to step away from the trucking business because I got hurt. So that's another thing. So, anyways, set realistic goals. Has everyone ever heard about SMART? Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the chat? Rudy, have you ever heard about SMART. So, SMART goals can help you organize how you approach different achievements. You can use SMART goals not only for long term goals, but also for smaller ones as well. Um, so, what does SMART mean? It means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. So, you want to make sure that when you're setting a goal, it's something that you can actually attain. Not that, I'm going to be a millionaire by end of the year. Make sure it's something that you can actually attain. For example, you know, when it comes to entrepreneurship, I want to be able to find a support system that I know it's going to be able to push me when I can't push myself. That is realistic and that can be attained. Um, and then, you know, n- sitting down with a financial planner will give you even more realistic goals of how much you're going to lose. Yes, lose, how much you're going to gain, and what is the probability and the outcome. So, setting those realistic goals. The next thing I just said is having the support system is very, very important. And support can look like, Colette with love said, Colette, who's that? No, sorry. You just got told, Rudy, to be patient. I told you to be patient, and you're being told to be patient. Um, yes, have a support system. And some people might say, I don't have anyone to support me. Joining a network, LinkedIn is amazing for that when it comes to support. Finding a like minded person or finding someone that is in the same area or field that you're either in or trying to get into can create that support system, as well as finding your local webinars or conferences or fairs or even network gatherings around that particular field. So, building that support system and people that, not the naysayers, you don't need no naysayers in your support system. That's not called support now. That's just called plain out rude and crude and negativity. You don't want that. You want a person that understands your dream and is there to push you when you can't push yourself, as well as to be your cheerleader. I mean, you have to be cheerleader for yourself, but sometimes it's good to have that person that want to come along with you either to a conference or give you a cup of coffee while you're, if you're falling asleep, because entrepreneurship hours are whatever hours. Okay. Recognize your roadblocks. Do you know what's holding you back? And most of the time, what's holding us back is ourselves. Okay. Um, we tend to lack we want things to happen tomorrow. Like Rudy, get to the good stuff. He wants it to happen to today. No, you know, know that whenever you have a roadblock like that where you feel as though nothing is happening or you're losing too much or you're not growing fast enough, know that you are growing by learning your mistakes. Look around, see what things you need to change. For example, when I started out in the trucking business, I didn't know a lot of the lingo. Okay, the trucking lingo. I had studied as much as possible, but I still didn't have that experience. So I started hanging out with people that are in the business and, hearing how they speak and, asking a lot of questions. And I had my board of a lot of questions. So, yeah, realizing what they are. And it's important to reflect on yourself and how to start to work so you can think of ways to improve yourself. So, I'm going to see what we got here. Okay. The next thing is, Rudy, is to be kind to yourself. Okay. We tend to be very hard on ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Entrepreneurs are always hard on themselves, but use some warm words when it comes to encouraging yourself. For example, don't say like, I'm dumb. Why did I not get that? It's a learning curve and it's something new. You're either building a new skill or learning something about your business or a new avenue or opportunity, or there is a glitch that you need to fix. See that as that, and these are all learning opportunities. They're all Okay. They're all, I have a neighbor. They're all ways for you to think in a positive light. You may want to make mistakes. You may make mistakes and get results that you wanted. Um, because think about it, if you made no mistakes in life, not one, you would never learn anything, and two, life would be very, very boring. Be cool, what? Decals lit yet. Decals lit yet? What does that mean, Victor? Hi, Victor. What is the coals lit? I don't know what that means. Um, yeah, so take care of your health. I am very much an advocate about health. Um, I should have taken care of the fact that I have vertigo, and I didn't realize that, and getting in and out of the truck was not a good idea. And that's how I ended up, you know, paying the price of my business as well as my body. You may make mistakes or, not get the results you wanted, as I said, but having positive self-talk, and positive self-talk is something that I do encourage a lot of. um and I told you guys, start late, was wondering if you was running in the firewood. Oh. We were trying to do live with myself and Colette in there, and for some reason it wasn't happening. So now we know. Let's go. Hi, crazy cartoon kid. Yeah, so now we know that, again, here's a learning opportunity for myself and Colette with love. Now we know that when we have our next guest next week, that I will be doing it on a different platform. That way that we don't have these problems. So positive self-talk, and I share with you guys last episode about the things that we do to ourselves in the mirror, talking negative about ourselves and being harsh words. So I give the idea about taking a note sticker, a little sticky note, and writing something positive on there and putting that on the mirror, and every time you go in the mirror to talk bad about yourself, that note would interrupt your conversation. So that's one idea when it comes to positive, being kind to yourself. Another thing that I did is treat yourself. Everybody knows I like to get my nails done, but something that I always also do is I take myself for a hike, or what is that? Daisy says hi and let me out. Okay, hi Daisy. I'm not sure what Victor's doing. I think he's what does that emoji mean, Victor? Yeah. And celebrate the small things as well as the large victories. We tend to only acknowledge big victories. We want to see that big kadooment, but the smallest thing could be a celebration. For me, it was getting my CVR, that is the licensing, in order so that I can run a trucking company. Um, I also got my license. I was so excited. So every time I had an achievement, I would celebrate. And if I made a mistake, I would also celebrate. And I'll tell you how I celebrate with the mistakes. I would celebrate the knowledge, whatever I had learned. And that kept me going and growing. Um, and also know why you want to be an entrepreneur and know why you want to do the business. So let me tell you why I wanted to be a trucker. I wanted to go into trucking because I wanted someone to pay me to travel. True facts. Okay. That's what I got involved in the trucking business. And then when I would hear these truckers talk about how the road is freedom, and for me, I didn't see the road as freedom, but I did love driving. I've driven to Florida more than once on my own. I've driven across to Vancouver. I've driven to Nova Scotia all by myself, and so I knew that I could do long distance driving. So why not get someone to pay me to take their stuff to a different place, and at the same time in a vehicle that I knew I could find parking for? So I had to go through a different list of things that I wanted to achieve, but at the same time that they were realistic. I didn't want to put myself in the big truck because that meant years and years of understanding how to navigate that, and also to where do I park, finding that parking, and then I would have to find a private vehicle to go around in when I get to these locations. So again, look at your dream, know exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish, make sure you're actually passionate about it. Do not go into entrepreneurship to make money. Big mistake. If you go into entrepreneurship to make money, you're going to be broke. Okay. You have to make sure that it's something you love doing and that you're ambitious about it, because that's what's also going to motivate you and keep you going. Now, I believe in this part. Here is my personal list, and this is what I use to motivate myself. And some people were like, Hillary, you do too much. Whatever. I love entrepreneurship. I love doing things. Yeah, I can be, yes, I'm still uploading my book. It's almost done. I got the second reading done. Yay, 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 yay. Not too many mistakes on that one. And, at the same time, I'm going to be going to school at the same time. I'm working at the same time. I'm doing advocacy at the same time. I'm doing all these things, but they're all actually only one goal. And that's another thing that you have to look at. What is your one goal? I'm not going to tell you mine. I don't share. But what I will share is all the things that I'm doing align with my goal, with my end goal. Okay. So here's what I do to motivate myself. I fake it till I make it. That's my number one rule. Act as if you feel motivated. I do that all the time. I do have a special someone that really pushes me sometimes when I, have a hard go. Like this week was a little bit tough for me. My mom's birthday. My mom passed away when I was much younger, and it was hard for me to navigate that. And so I had that support system that motivated me and, let me know that what was real in the moment, what was not real, and what I need to do. And so, the trick is to trick yourself into feeling motivated. And because I had that support system, I was tricking myself to get motivated by changing my behavior. I went for a walk. I also went and worked out. I went and laid on the cold floor. That helped, kind of woke up my vibe, and uh, working out, for example, is an example of getting motivated. A lot of people, they have that January 1st, I'm going to go to the gym and buy this big expensive gym membership and never go. So ask yourself, what would I do right now if I felt motivated? And I always call this part toilet therapy. Let me tell you what the toilet therapy is. So, toilet therapy is when we go to the restroom, it's a quiet place. It's like your sanctuary. Aw. And you sit there, and all of these different things come to play. You remember things that you were supposed to do last week, last year, 10 years ago. You start thinking about, man, that was a goal. And all these things are rushing. I say, and this is what I do, I take a notepad to the restroom with me. I'm glad for you because with all your achievement, oh, thank you, Petra. Yeah, so I take a notepad with me to the restroom, and yes, I wash my hands before and after. Okay, and what I do is every time a thought or an idea comes up, something that I either want to do or didn't do or will do or thinking of, I just write it down. I just jot it down, because what happens to us is we go into the restroom. It's a private area. For some people, it's not even a private area because they have young kids that really want their attention. But for those that are able to close that door, you're locked off, and all of your information comes to the forefront of your brain, and it's all rushing, and you're like, yeah, that. Write it all down. When you come out the restroom, the world comes back to you. The real world comes back, and now you start getting busy. You're either making food, getting ready for work, you're, go clean the car, or whatever it is, or you're going to go to bed, and you forget about that list. So about the ideas or whatever you were thinking about, but now you have all of that information on your little notepad, and now you can create a list that can help you stay motivated. And those are actually your ideas. So, take it, team, make it. Next thing that I do is I agree the opposite. I argue the opposite about almost everything. So you're probably coming up with long reasons as to why you should or should not do something, right? So instead of saying that, like it's hard, people, I don't want to waste people's time. Instead of saying that, or I'm so busy, I can't get it done, do the opposite, you know? So, for example, it's so hard. Don't say it's so hard. Just say, man, this is so easy. I can't believe it took me so long to do this. And it kind of fools and tricks your brain to believe that you can get something done even faster. Give it a try. It does work. It sounds a little corny, but it really does. Sometimes you start laughing to yourself because you're like, no way I'm going to get this done. But then you're saying, I am so going to get this done. And you're at the beginning. So trick your brain, fake it till you make it. That's my number one and number two. Okay. Number three for myself. Next thing I do is practice self compassion. I am very guilty for being hard on myself. Um, you know, and that's why, when it comes to the arguing about myself, I argue that, I am going to remind myself over and over again with positivity that things will work out and I will get to where I want to get. And I compliment myself and I try to be a friend to myself. So practice self compassion. This may maybe instantly improve your mental health. It really does work. Um, it it can help with distress, with anxiety, and with depression, where you practice compassion. So let's try to use some warm words. For example, Hillary, this week was a hard week, and I know that it was difficult for you to get through what you went through, but I'm so glad that you reached out to some person that was able to push you a little bit more and to motivate you, as well as being in tune with your feelings and knowing that things still come up for you. So good for you for realizing that you needed emotional support. Ta-da! Done. Okay? It's that easy. And the more and more you talk nicely, the more and more you talk nicely to yourself, the more and more you start to believe yourself. Victor really wants to know how you're doing. um, so try doing that. It's a lot of inner dialogue, a lot of positive affirmations, and a lot of warm words. And really, when I say warm words, I'm not talking about other things, cussing. I'm talking about nice, gentle, uh, uh, encouraging words to yourself. Thank you. So that's a good tip. Thank you so much. So use the next thing that I use is the 10-minute rule. Okay. Um, we tend to, especially entrepreneurs, we tend to be going all the time. And when you make a mistake, you try to figure it out, especially when it's going to cost you a lot of money. You're really trying to find all avenues and all different solutions around that. Well, I say, um, you know, take a 10-minute break and make sure that the 10-minute break is somewhere where you can be quiet, you can walk away, you can do something else. I know my 10-minute break, um, it's a little cray cray. I go and look for something on CNN. CNN to me is like a paradise of craziness. He goes, I'm nice and gentle when the mood is right. I'm going to leave that alone because I feel as though there's something else going on with that statement. Yeah, so for me, I take my 10-minute break. I can either go and sit outside and watch the flowers, or I can go play with my dog. Love to go and see CNN, what kind of craziness is going on there. Watch a crazy reality show that you probably would never watch in your your normal thinking thought mind. And do something that's just beyond or outside the box. It'll change your mood. It'll get you away from the stress of that decision and then maybe clear your mind to have a more solid thought. Okay. And then I mentioned it there, and everyone knows I love to hike. So go for a nature walk. Being outside, and anyone that's from the Caribbean is going to know what I'm talking about right now. And I've learned this, I I had a group session the other day and it came up, and I realized how much we don't appreciate that we've either lived in the Caribbean, live in the Caribbean, or have or would like to live in the Caribbean again. Um, when I'm not sure if they do it, if they still do this or not, but you guys tell me if they do or not. When I was a kid, and it wasn't only kids that did it, it was adults that did it too. I saw people walking around outside barefooted. Um, so, you know, whether it was going to your car or just going to the next door neighbor or just standing outside, having your feet on the ground or on the grass, it was a regular and normal thing to do. And so here in North America, we tend not to do that. And we need a glam or some kind of trend to tell us to go, that's okay to go do it. And then all of a sudden we got to call ourselves grounding and all these fancy words. No, what it is that's, or one, you're being one to one with nature and you're feeling everything around you. And so you get to see what's real and what's not instantly. It's like an instant um memory and gratification about uh, being whole and about taking some time for yourself. So nature walked. Don't laugh, Rudy and Victor. I hug trees. Hug a tree. It's fine. Um, you can feel the roughage on the tree. You can feel, you can get to look up at the tree, at the leaves. You can actually see the sway of the tree, and knowing that for all those lines and rivets that are there, that's years and years and years of history. So you're being part of history. So that's why I hug the tree. So going for a nature walk, hugging a tree, touching the ground, playing with some dirt, it's a way of centering yourself. Be careful, the tree might hug you back. If the tree hugged me back, I wouldn't mind. It's when people hug you back. you know, I wouldn't mind a tree hug me back. They're alive anyways, right? But yeah, so those are my five things. And then, of course, is that to-do list. So now that you're clearing your mind, you're getting motivated, you have that support system, you have a plan, you're sitting ready to just sit down with yourself, your clear-minded self. Now you are ready to make the list, and that is your to-do list, your love list to check. Okay. As an entrepreneur, you should know everything you're going to require you to do, from the business plan to the financial projection to the different industries you should be part of, the membership you're going to need. All of these things, you can sit down with a clear mind and your motivated self and that support system that you have, knowingly that when you get stressed out, you know, you have somewhere to go. So those are my go-tos. There's something here from Foundry. I'm going to send a link to you guys. I'll put it on the description. This podcast live does not have the right description, but anyways, uh, goal setting worksheet. This really does work. It can help you achieve desired goals in your life. It can also help reduce stress, and you will know how to make a good plan in place and how to observe your progress towards achieving your goal. Um, so, what it says here, there are 4 steps to setting a goal. Set your goal, define your goal, move towards your goal, and review your goal. So, the key to goal setting is to set goals that you can achieve. Don't use a lack of motivation as an excuse not to start. And we all do that in the beginning. But if you really love what it is you're going, that's why you should be passionate. I have this story about Sam. Sam is this little kid that would draw on her mom's wall, and the mom was a single mom, in an apartment renting and was did not want Sam to draw on that wall. And so what Sam would do is go and draw on the wall, and the mom would scream and yell at Sam and say, "Don't do that." And all Sam heard was like, "Oh my God, whatever I'm doing is horrible and I'll never do it again." And that's how we lose our passion and our purpose. But not purposely, by the way, because most parents don't mean to do that. They live in adult world. Guyanese people love to walk bare feet. Oh, yes. Okay. It just, and sorry, before I continue, in that group, one person said something that was very interesting. And I made an observation. I wonder why, if that's why people in the Caribbean are a little bit more chill and relaxed when it comes to time. And it's not that they're everything takes time, it's the appreciation of it and slowing down to enjoy life and slowing down to absorb and observe things around you. I We went down to we had live when I was in the other podcast, went down to Barbados last year, and I was down there also doing the family reunion as well and some other things. And I'll tell you, I was stressed out. I came back with high blood pressure and some problems. so, you know, but what I saw down there was people enjoying life, enjoying talking to each other. On a Friday night, I went to a place called, oh God, I'm going to Bax's Road. I'm going to go with that. It was Bax's Road. I went there and had some fish fry, and I just sat there and I was listening to people just conversate. I mean, even argument was entertaining. um, People playing dominoes or just waiting for their fish. I was in a rush, and it was a great example because my love partner knew which fish to get. I rushed from my North American mentality because I'm hungry. I want the fish now. Went and got the fish, did not enjoy that particular fish. He sat there and waited for a good, I would say, half an hour or more, waiting for not only for the fish to done, but for the woman to come to the store, set up, and then create the fish. And then when she did, it was the most amazing fish, and I wanted to steal it. So it was a good lesson for me. So again, there was me, I left Barbados a long time ago, and unfortunately, I lost a lot of the customs that Barbadians have. And one of the things that they do is appreciation of time and love and family and just having a good time. And not that they don't have responsibilities, they take care of their responsibilities, but work is work and play is play. So that was a good lesson. So, anyway, that was a segue to talking about goal setting. Um, so, again, the 4 steps to increase that confidence and motivate yourself to make larger goals. Set your goal. That's number one. Define your goal. Know what it is. Move forward towards it. Actually start doing things towards the goal. And doing things towards the goal doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be like, okay, I want to start a trucking company, for example. Now I have to go buy a truck. No, moving towards the goal is saying, you know what, I'm going to go and attend a webinar and learn some more about goal setting. Uh, m- uh, Moving towards that goal is telling other people about your dream and about your goal and your ambition. Moving towards that goal can look like going and purchasing equipment or a book. So it's doing something towards whatever you're trying to achieve. And then reviewing your goal. I used to go every Friday, I would have a meeting with myself. Okay. Um, and this was to kind of check in with myself and see what I did well, what I need to improve upon, and what I just up. Okay. And that was my learning lesson right there. Do you need a rubber band? Do you have one, Rudy? Because if you do, I would take one. I don't put elastic in my hair, but I would. I have something here, but I can't reach it. Anyways, so those are that. And then getting started. So when you set that, when you select the goal that you want, start with small goals that you are likely to achieve within a week. That's really one of the biggest things that I wanted to do to get myself really, really going. So the first thing I did was I wanted to read um, about life on the road. So I went and bought a book and I read it. I wanted to set up my LinkedIn, so I did that and I got it completed within the week. And then I also wanted to go and purchase the CVR um, training book so that I can know how much studying I'm going to need, because everybody said, girl, you're going to fail that on the first time. All these men said that I was going to fail it on the first try. I did not. I passed on the first try. Okay. So again, it had to do with my ambition, my motivation, and my drive to win. I was determined. I'm competitive, so telling me that because I'm a woman, I'm going to fail, and that most men fail the first time, I was like, thank you for telling me that. Now I have something to compete against. I love competing, so that was my motivation. Okay. And then, goal setting can be useful for taking care of your health. For example, I'm on my weight loss. I can't say weight loss. I could say I'm on my health path. I want to be healthy enough that I can be here for a very long time. I exercise regularly. Regularly, I don't smoke. Never have. I'm allergic, anyways. And I pursue dreams such as goals that for education. So, for example, you all know that I want to have my own consultation business in therapy. So I had to go back to school. I'm trying to get certified, and so I have to take a certain path to get it. So it's a pretty fast track path because of my experience and my education. But I knew that in order for me to get my career to where I want it to go, where I can still be an entrepreneur and doing some therapy now. I knew that I had to go back to school and I had to face that. Okay. And then fun activities, make sure that you invest time in your hobbies. Uh, 5 months left before 2025. Set goals. Oh, damn. Oh, don't remind us. My goal is to the driving test before the end of the summer. You're gonna go get your license? Yes, we want you to go and get your license, and I want you to drive. You're gonna drive Rudy around. Yes, everyone in the chat, can you put into the chat one goal you would like to complete by the end of this week or this year? Share it with us. And Rudy, keep it PG, okay? um, so I do fun things for myself. I love to work out. I got that boxing bag. That's my fun thing. I put on what's it called? It's Eminem's song "Till We Die" or something like that. I don't know. But that song is amazing in that it has the right beats. So when I hit the bag, I feel like I'm beating someone up. So I'm beating my failures are now my lessons. So I beat them into lessons. So that's me thinking. Carry out a plan for a solution in the problem. So what I did was I knew that I'm going to come into a lot of different problems. Now, imagine me, okay, never driving a truck, never done commercial trucking, and so I have to fake it till I make it at the border. Facts. This actually happened. So I pulled up at the border, first time ever. First of all, I was going to go to the wrong area. I was going to go to where everyone the cars are going. I'm like, I should go there. But I saw the trucks, so I take it from there. But before I got to the border, thank God, I made a phone call and I was told that you need your ACI and your ACE. And I was like, what the heck is an ACI and an ACE? And I can't call dispatch and ask them that question till I collapse. That's it. Yeah, till I collapse by Eminem. I love that song. So I couldn't, call the dispatch and say, what's the ACI, ACE? So I had to check my network, got the information from my network, and was able to navigate that border. And I pulled up to the border like a boss, like I knew what I was talking about. And I learned a lot of I had a lot of mistakes in the first run. Thank God it was a short one to Detroit. And they were really, really, really friendly, four person that was okay with me being late. Was okay for me not knowing I'm supposed to give certain paperwork and whatever. He kind of talked me through it and everything like that. And I was honest with him. And that's another thing too. Be honest about your goal. If you are now starting out in entrepreneurship, and yes, there are some people that are going to want to take advantage of you because you are new. That's also a lesson, okay? Make sure that you tell people, listen, I'm not new to the game. This is something that, is my passion and purpose. And it will help me if you can just let me know about this. Rudy said, one of my goals is to accomplish all of my real estate businesses. Yes, Rudy. And Rudy, we have a lady coming up, her Lisa. She did Airbnbs, and she had an Airbnb, and I know she's into property management now for rentals. So I think watching the show with her on, I think it's going to be a good one for you. I'm excited for her to share, her business ideas and mistakes that she made, as well as the lessons learned. I am excited about that show. So we're going to put up a list of the different entrepreneurs that are coming up, what days they're coming up on, and what subjects they're going to be talking about, and then the type of businesses that they have, as well as the name of the business. And most of these entrepreneurs, actually not most, all of them have more than one business going. So, and that's another thing about entrepreneurship. Once you start and once you have that taste, even if you fail, okay, you will keep going and going and going, because it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with ambition and goal, and just the feeling of accomplishment. And what is accomplishment to others has nothing to do with what is the accomplishment to you. Um, yeah. Okay, and then the last thing, as I said, carry out the plan, a solution to the problem. So what I did was I would write on my Friday meeting with myself. I would write things that I had happened, mistakes that I made, and solutions for them. And that was my little reference book. So that when I had that problem come up again, I didn't have to go asking around for it. I had a reference book. And let's say, for example, I have my reference book and I tried it and that failed. I would go back out to my network and say, hey, I tried A, B, and C and it didn't work. Do you have a plan D? Um, yeah, continue to drop your goals or accomplishment that you would like to achieve by the end of the year. Petra, what is some of the goals or even one goal that you would like to achieve? I know that, oh wow, Rudy, that's awesome. Good luck. I'm sure you will. Rudy, you want to tell us about if you want to do it right now, tell us about your business, your real estate business, your Airbnb. Maybe if there's a website or something like that, you want to drop it in the chat. I can advocate it here. Um, and if you want to say the country it's located or the island it's in, I can also say it there. But I mean, that's another thing. We tend to be very protective about our businesses. We don't really say much because we're like, it's a small business. I don't want everyone to know. No, you want everyone to know because you need, one, customers. Two, the more you tell people, the more other people hear about it and they might want to invest in it. It is in Dominican Republic, he says, but I'll leave it for another time. Thank you, Rudy, for sharing. Okay. So we're excited about that. And maybe one time we can head on down to DR and check out Rudy's real estate down there. Okay. So before I just want to do one more thing before I wrap it up. Um, so we also have a lady who has a restaurant. We have another person who has another podcast, and her podcast is around parenting, and she's now learning about the different struggles. And I know she has other entrepreneurship stuff going on as well, but she's in Italy right now, so when she gets back from Italy, she will be coming on the show. So I'm just going to recap what I spoke to you tonight about. And remember, again, to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very much appreciated. 5 tips for staying motivated. Set realistic goals. Using that smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Have a support system. Recognize your roadblocks and be nice to yourself. Remember to celebrate those small things that you don't think you should be celebrating. Everybody can do it. No, everybody can't, because the name is not you. Okay. And then for myself, the personal ones that I use every single day, and everything that I do, any challenge that I do, I fake it till I make it, until I figure it out. I learn from my mistakes and I try to motivate myself. I agree to the opposite by saying it out loud, and I practice self-compassion. I'm trying to be more kind to myself every day. As I said, this week was a hard week, but it was great to have a support system that will allow me to experience those emotions, but then also to kind of give me a pick me upper. Um, so continue to practice that. Be kinder to yourself. Create a kinder and warmer inner dialogue to yourself with self-talk. That's what I do. I also take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break sometimes away from my problem. I walk away. I even do it at work. I do it whenever. Anytime I feel a little bit overwhelmed, I might say I want a break. Even in the conversation, I might say, give me a second, or let me go make a cup of tea. It's just a way of resetting the situation, so you can have a clear mind and have a positive conversation with yourself or with others, or even make a decision. And then I go for a nature walk. I always believe that the outdoors is beautiful. I know we're having a lot of rain, and Toronto was flooded yesterday, and I hope that everyone is okay. But being outside in nature does really help. As I said, I hug the trees, I rub the trees, I rub the ground, I rub my feet on the grass, sit down, I look at the sky. It's more of a reality that, I'm an ant on this world. And, if I can't solve a problem today, and I'm not saying don't focus on your problems, but taking a 10-minute break or taking an hour break from your problem just so you can refocus is not procrastination. It is actually mindfulness. Okay. Colette with Love was supposed to be in tonight, and then connect, and sorry, and then I'm going to put the goal setting worksheet on the description so that you can go through by setting the realistic goals. The 4 steps are: select your goal, define it, move towards it, and then review your goal. So start getting those goals and start working on them one step at a time. Don't be hard on yourself, and for some people, a goal can be getting out of bed in the morning, um, and wanting to get out of bed in the morning. We all go through a lot of different mental health issues, and the pandemic really woke up our understanding of mental health. Before, the days where we would think of mental health and we think of, oh, you're crazy, or a negative, um, um, you know, text towards it. But now we understand that we all have some sort of mental health, either issue or practice, and understanding it and embracing it and taking it to a different level where you can ride with it. And there is a particular spoken word person who says that, you should ride with your fear. You should ride with it instead of trying to get rid of it. You're not going to get rid of it. So why not ride with it? So, on that note, I want to thank everyone who came in the chat tonight. I know that I had a hard start, and I probably lost a lot of my audience because I kept dropping different links. I was having a lot of technical problems. Colette with Love was supposed to be here. I know she's in the chat. Thank you so much. We have a few things coming up for Embrace Your Edges, as well as for us. We are going to make some products around Embrace Your Edges, like actual edge gel, and some caps for your hat, for your head, for your hair at night. It will have Embrace Your Edges on it, and then we'll see where that goes. So little accessories for the show to kind of brand the show. No problem. Thank you all for being patient. Yes. And then of course, please God, let this book now come out. Let everything be okay. As I said, I was very critical about it. That's just me. But I just want people to have the right information and to hear my voice and not somebody else's voice. Okay. So that's where the pushback was. So, anyways, with that, I want to thank you all for joining me here on another Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will have a woman entrepreneur. I will post as to her name and her business and everything. You can link to her IG as well as to her website and check everything out there. And we will see you next Wednesday here on Embrace Your Edges. You can check me out on Instagram as well as Facebook. I'm on there as Hilly Sandyford. Remember, I do speaking. If you're interested in any kind of motivational talk or keynote speaking around domestic violence, abuse, self-love, self-motivation, or just want to do a one-to-one talk, you can check me out on Instagram or on Facebook. And I look forward to you reading my book, F Fat, I Am Black. Looking forward to see you next week. And thank you all. Rudy, thank you for coming out as usual. Victor, glad to have you there as usual. Friend, thank you for the support. Petra, all the way in Guyana. Thank you very much. And for all those that are in the chat, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Colette with love. Again, love, love, love. And I will see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. Ciao for now. Bye.